Hey, it's me today. Thanks for tuning on in. I am back and super excited because today is time, finally, to continue onwards with our Honkai StarRail new main quest line with Sunday. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's see what we have up next. Because, as always, I'm a little bit curious to see where things are going to go with him. Especially considering we're about to enter a dream bubble, which is always a little bit interesting. Sometimes things go well, and sometimes they don't.
Silent mode activated.
Welcome to the Dreamscape Sales Store. Dr. Edwin at your service.
We're looking for some dreams to give as gifts. Something exotic and preferably captivating.
Just a friendly reminder, being too picky won't help you find the best dream. You just dampen your spirits ahead of time. That being said, there are always some lucky exceptions. Not too long ago, I procured a dream bubble that sounds perfect for you. The story unfolds in the Shenzhou Alliance, where a young sword master strives to become the sword champion. However, his junior Foxian sorcerer, who just turned 100, puts him in a tough spot.
Oh dear.
Why does that sound oddly familiar?
Oh. Does a bit, but also sounds like, certainly an interesting type of plot, doesn't it?
Since I'm returning to the Xianzhou, I think it's better to choose something unrelated to the Alliance. Feel free to pick a few for me.
I love customers like you. So easy to work with.
So easy to take advantage of, you mean? Just don't pick anything weird, okay?
Oh, speaking of dreamscapes, I have a gift for you, my benefactors. After troubling you all this time, I couldn't leave without properly expressing my thanks. Here's a dream bubble for you. I hope you enjoy it.
Wow. That's really nice of you.
Here are the dream bubbles I prepared for you. Thank you for your business.
Well, it looks like everything's finally in order. I suppose it's time to head back?
Apparently so. Ooh, how interesting. Okay.
Welcome.
Can we listen to that?
Dreamscape Sales Store.
Ah, we can.
Oh. This is quite the dream. Full of twists, turns, with all the right elements. I'd be willing to buy it back at a high price. Think about it. Then please, close your eyes.
Ah, interesting. Okay. So it's like as if she really were with us the whole time then. Huh. Cool. If a bit different. And I suppose that is in line with her
I can't believe it's time for Miss Ting Yoon to leave. I'm not
conviction
ready to say
that
goodbye
she
just
should
yet.
pretend as if she had been. Oh. That's not an exciting Trotter. They just live there, friend.
Yeah, we got delayed on the way. Mr. Yang will explain in detail when he gets back. Has the messenger from the Xianzhou arrived yet?
Oh, another old acquaintance? What great fun! Ooh! There she is!
Long time no
Hello!
see, everyone.
Oh, I love Madame Yukong. She's great.
Madame Yukong?
I've imagined this moment many times. I was worried I might embarrass myself in front of you. I even rehearsed every word beforehand.
You know, as sweet as that sentiment is, if you want to avoid doing that, maybe don't say you've done that. Aww.
But now it seems it was unnecessary. Ting Yun, I'm here to take you home.
Aww. That's sweet. And I'm glad she had a friend
Madame
come.
Yukong. I wasn't expecting it to be you. What a wonderful surprise.
I wanted to come because, after all, it's you who's coming home.
Yeah, me of all people.
Your body. It's going to be tough from now on, isn't it?
I've already escaped death once. What more could I ask for? Also, it's not all bad. I might even beat you at arm wrestling now.
You're still the same, carefree as always. I have a lot I'd like to tell you, but I'll save it for the road. It's a long journey back to the Luofu. Even if we can't completely rid you of the pain, there must be ways to alleviate it on the Xianzhou.
I have no doubt. But since we're alone here, may I ask you one more thing? Do I really have to go back to the Luofu?
What do you mean, have to? Do you not want to? At all?
Why? You don't want to?
Despite Fantilia's ruthlessness, she spared me when I should have been eliminated. And why did Miss Ron Mei, who has no ties to the Xianzhou, go out of her way to save me? It seems as if I've become a pawn in someone else's game.
There are people within the Alliance who also believe that the suspect is now on the Yuchua.
If that's the case, it's all the more reason for me not to return to the Luofu and complicate things. I might as well take advantage of this situation.
Take advantage of the situation? What do you mean?
Right now, the marks of ruin inside me maintain a delicate balance. Moreover, they were created by Fantilia herself. If possible, please inform the General and arrange for me to meet with the Marshal. Maybe this body of mine can help the Alliance get one step closer to the Xianzhou's enemies.
Oh. Okay. Curly's out for revenge a little bit, sounds like. I mean, like, good for her. But also, be careful with that one.
When Ron Mei visited the Luofu earlier, she mentioned what happened to you. This coincided with when the message sent by the Astral Express arrived. The Arbiter Generals concluded that Fantilia did not intend for you to survive. If utilized strategically, this could give the Alliance an element of surprise. If we follow this plan, we must keep your resurrection hidden. But before making any decisions, I want to know what you think. If you wish to go home...
It's sweet for you to double check, but like, she suggested the plan. So, I think we're good.
I'll support you, no matter what others may say.
Then I'm glad. I shall save you the trouble of hearing what those people may say.
The road ahead is perilous. If you decide to take it, I won't stop you. Maybe I'm being selfish, but I still want to know. Are you choosing this because it's what you really want?
I've come to see myself clearly in this dream journey. Perhaps it's what people call a blessing in disguise. There is someone who can attest to my true intentions. Please follow me. She should be around here somewhere.
Is that...
After a strange encounter, I was fragmented into multiple Tingyuns, each embodying a different aspect of my memories. And one of them hasn't returned to me, because she ventured too far. Until now.
You mean her? What is she doing?
She's captivated by something that has deeply mesmerized me. As a fleeting emotion, she's no different from a newborn. Her boarding this ship was solely down to her inner impulse. Madame Yukong, do you remember? Perhaps that was just an ordinary flight for you, but for a certain child, that was her first experience with the sky.
Of course I remember. Back then, you were still young enough for me to carry.
Oh, she's so itty bitty! Oh my goodness, look at her! She's so cute!
You probably still can. Want to give it a try?
I'm afraid you'd be too heavy for me now.
Just kidding.
I remember you kept begging me to take you to the star skiff, and even dreamed of becoming a pilot. But once you were airborne, you were so nervous that you clung to others for dear life.
Huh. Okay, so Yukong is, at the very least, like, kind of like her mentor then, which is interesting. I feel like we didn't get a very deep look into Teen's dynamic with others so much, just because she was with us, like, all of the time. It's also been a hot minute, so, like, maybe my memory's a little shakier, but that's very interesting.
This flight was a turning point in my life. The boundless cosmos unfolded before me. I was completely mesmerized, not just by the view, but by a realization.
This also feels a lot like we're actually getting to know her a little bit better through this conversation, because like she mentioned before, was pretty much all Phantalia, which she was clearly a good representation and a good fake, but like this little bit of wonder, we didn't really get much of that from her.
In this world, there are paths beyond waiting for us to explore. Even though I lacked the talent to pilot the star skiff and wasn't much of a warrior, I still chose to travel around with the Merchant Guild. Even to this day, this thrill still courses through me.
That hasn't changed?
Never. Now I can embark once more on my journey as a traveler of no return, exploring the paths that lie beyond. Speaking of which, how are things with the Whistling Flames?
I've left Yan Ming in charge for now. He's reliable, but he can be a bit extreme, and might not always follow your principles as a traveling merchant.
My principles. Forsake what others fight for, and take what others abandon. That's the way to navigate the world and achieve my goals. I will continue to uphold my principles. But now I've also learned that while these merchant principles may apply to humans, they falter in the face of the gods.
But this shouldn't fall on your shoulders to begin with. You are simply an innocent survivor in this war.
Madame Yukong, you were once a survivor in the war too, weren't you? In a hazy dream, I vaguely remember someone telling me that that the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity. But, Madame Yukong, the gods use humans as pawns in their cosmic game, sacrificing countless innocent souls. Have you ever thought about making them pay?
Oh, what did I say? What did I say? Somebody's out for revenge.
Every moment of every day. But as inconsequential as we are, how can we escape the fate of being mere pawns? If I could choose, I would never want you to become a pawn. I just wish you could still be that carefree little fox, not caught up in this war.
Don't be disheartened, Madame Yukong. Thanks to the favor of the Lord Ravager, I've become a player in this game. Remember, it's often the unassuming pawns, the lone traveler, or the worm that subdues the dragon, that leave even the best strategists helpless. So, now I'll become a cunning speck of dust, and make those masterminds behind the curtains sneeze a few times.
Oh.
Is this place also affected by the Order?
No, I'm just here to bid farewell. I changed my mind along the way. This journey has too many variables, so it shouldn't matter if we add another.
Oh, he's here to say hello to Robin. Aw. That's good. I'm glad they're like actually getting to meet again, because it was kind of a really sad ending for her too.
How did you know she would be here?
I didn't. I had a hunch and decided to try my luck. It seems I can be lucky sometimes.
It's not like you to leave things to luck.
I'm trying to change too.
I don't think you need a bystander in this scenario. Go on ahead.
You're not worried I'll take the opportunity to escape?
I believe you're the kind of person that has the ability and desire to use everything to your advantage. But that everything does not include Miss Robin.
Thank you.
Now then, Mr. 1 Week.
I'm not leaving. No way.
Let him stay. He won't be in the way. I actually need 1 week to be there. She shouldn't be seen talking to a fugitive, no matter the circumstances.
You don't intend to reveal your true identity to her?
Both parties don't have to be aware that this is a farewell. I shouldn't put her at risk for my selfishness.
As you wish.
Shall we go then?
Let's go. Our journey can't begin if I can't take this first step.
Ooh, okay. We're back to being him, which is interesting. Let's, well, actually, that's about what we want, isn't it? Just in case.
I didn't expect to see you here, Miss Robin.
My name is 1 Week. I'm a member of the Nightingale family.
too kind, Miss Robin. You must be very busy. What brings you here to Dream's Edge? Well, perhaps the dreamscape is not so different from reality. When we look up into the night sky, the stars aren't really there. The glimmering lights we see are merely the images of stars from long ago. So, have we ever truly seen a real sky full of stars?
Oh. The man's out here spouting proper poetry, but also, honestly, that feels so in line with him and his, like, way of thinking. I like that. That is a good line. That's a suspicious sort of a look. Or perhaps not suspicious, but certainly, she certainly has seen a spark of recognition, hasn't she? Which, like, fair. Sunday's, quite peculiar on his own.
No, no. Today is my rest day. There's going to be a show later, so I came early to find a good seat. It's somewhere farther away. They say it's a farewell performance. The kind that's better to listen to from afar than watch it performed live. Miss Robin, may I stay here with you to gaze at the stars before the show begins? Still, these stars are unfamiliar to me. I don't recognize any of them, and it makes me feel uneasy. Perhaps it's both. The Stellaron disaster may not have had any real consequences, but many guests still chose to check out. Now the hotel feels quieter than before. It makes me wonder what Penacony's future will be like. I just hope it will not negatively affect you, Miss Robin. Did the person you wanted to say them to leave? Sometimes, what's in your heart doesn't need to be dressed up in words. Maybe he already knows what you wanted to say. If you don't mind me asking, who is it that you wish to encourage? There are many such people on Penacony. Failure is like the setting sun to a dream chaser. It's something that happens every day. I believe they all have the willpower to start anew. Especially after receiving a smile from you, Miss Robin. Are you saying that's not true?
Oh, she has got impact, hasn't she?
Failure may be a good thing for someone like that. Being able to reflect on one's actions is a valuable quality to have. Why is that?
guy.
I hope so. A dream jigsaw. I see. I'll do my best. I'm still inexperienced, so let's just hope we get lucky.
Oh. Alright then. Off we go on a lovely adventure.
It seems we've been blessed with good fortune today. Another Dreamweaver probably left this behind. It's a habit for this profession. They hope to use these blessings as a foundation for the dreamscape.
We are getting quite lucky. These are
The
rather
second
easy.
jigsaw piece. Is this a pair of wings or a decoration made of feathers? We should keep looking.
That last bit kind of came out of left field. Just a bit. Oh, it's the bird image. Poor thing.
It's done. Have a look.
Oh.
Soon I shall travel to those unfamiliar stars, none of which I recognize. But as long as you continue to gaze upon them from here, then those unfamiliar stars will one day be the place of our reunion.
I'm glad they at least got some form of a goodbye. Especially for Robin's sake.
Didn't seem like a perfect goodbye.
It's enough. I only meant to stay quietly by her side for a bit. But why did you do those unnecessary things?
What things?
Those 2 notes. If someone finds them, they can be used as evidence against her.
Huh. So you can do whatever you want as many times as you want, but I can't? I don't want to live with regret for the rest of my life either.
Live with regret.
We're almost done saying our goodbyes, right?
Yes, we only have one last stop. But before we leave, I have a question I'd like to ask you, Mr. Yang. I'm curious. Why did you become a Nameless?
Why the sudden interest?
I always had a feeling that you would never give up on someone who needed help. After spending time with you, I'm even more convinced of this assessment. At this very moment, there are countless worlds above the sky still waiting for the arrival of the Astral Express. Yet you and your companions have chosen to stay here. All for an old friend you never knew, and a notorious fugitive. To Trailblaze means to forge ahead. Yet, you stop and spend precious time on people just passing by. All the while you believe this is the natural course of action?
That's not what I think at all. Besides, the watchmaker also made a similar choice.
And because of that, he bid farewell to the Express and never walked among the stars again in his lifetime.
Not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if we leave the Express, some trailblazing paths will still continue. You can think of it this way. The title of Nameless doesn't belong to any one person. Each individual will have their own view of what it means to walk this path and will always try their best, no matter the situation. The goal of my trailblazing is not the unknown world, but every living being who exists under the stars. In my homeland, the name Welt means world. It suggests that each person is a world unto themselves, and that we harbor as many possibilities as the distant stars. The connections I gain on my journey are what is most precious to me. This is my way of the Trailblaze and the reason why I decided to stay here.
Why me?
Like I said before, I left my home in a hurry too. I know how you feel right now. I also know that a person will only be able to truly face themselves once they've decided to say goodbye to their past, the same way you're doing right here, right now. There was never a third person with us, was there?
I told you he'd find out.
I should have known nothing could escape your keen eyes. Since you already know 1 week's secret, there's no need for me to build up suspense. Let's go. We'll head straight for the finale and take our final bow in this farewell performance.
Okay. Here we go. This will certainly be something.
I know you can hide your appearance, but trespassing on restricted family grounds is still a bold move.
Don't worry, I won't take too much time. I was a child when I first visited the Grand Theater. I remember seeing the light behind the curtains from here and believing it to be the morning star guiding me toward the land of the dreams. When I returned here many years later as the head of the Oak family, I finally learned that the light was actually a Stellaron.
Now that you've returned to the stage, what are you planning to do?
Prepare for my departure. I've always believed that a person's starting point should also be his last stop. Have you ever seen the elderly at the end of their lives? As they welcome their final moments, they invariably raise their hands, stretching their arms into the emptiness. Much like how babies also stretch their arms into the air when they are first born. Humanity flaps their wings twice as they complete their journey. Once when they are born, and once when they die. In order to flap my own wings and soar again. I will say goodbye, here, to the me of yesterday.
Ooh.
I really hate this face. My expressions feel so dull and lifeless.
I see. That explains why something always felt off about your appearance. The halo above your head that symbolizes the harmony, it's been missing since the moment we reunited.
It's true that this ring was bestowed upon our people by the heavens. But that doesn't mean it can't be thrown away. While I was in the gallery of thoughts, at the entrance of the dream, I chose to completely sever the halo from myself.
Why?
I am a fugitive, after all. I must remove any chance of being detected by the family. Another reason is to feel pain. A pain like falling from the sky with broken wings that can keep me awake. This is how I can cast aside all the blessings of the harmony and the order and, for the first time in my life, enter the sweet dream as an ordinary person.
Is that also how Mr. 1 Week came into this world?
No. You wouldn't believe the real story even if he told you. He was born from an accident. One that you're actually quite familiar with.
Whoa, 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 wait. Did you have the same thing happen to you as what happened to Ting Yoon? Is that what we're dealing with here?
It was that try not to laugh
It
challenge.
is!
Quite embarrassing, to be honest. I was roaming around as an ordinary person when I unfortunately fell into that Pepeshi's trap. The prank that fragmented Miss Ting Yoon also divided my fragile self into two.
Are you saying that he's a part of you? That's quite surprising given that you two look nothing alike.
You could say he's another possibility of me. I too was once a child, with aspirations buried deep within. Over time, those childhood voices grew increasingly faint. Maybe if I had made a small change in my childhood, I would have turned out to be exactly like him. What a pity. Failing to become a better version of yourself. So, my final farewell will be like that of Miss Ting Yoon. I will perform a tuning on myself and return to my complete form. And this also means that 1 week will vanish for good. That's why I said this was the last stop. Is there a possibility that you will be the one who disappears? No. This is a foregone conclusion. But who's to say there won't be any changes? Maybe deep down, I'm also anticipating this possibility.
Regardless of the outcome, you will have a witness. I'll be waiting for you in the audience.
Much appreciated. Now, shall we begin? Anticipating this possibility. You've really changed. In the past, you wouldn't have tolerated any noise at all. I'm about to embark on an unknown journey, where it will be impossible to maintain my orderly life. I will have to navigate unexpected surprises, much like today.
He actually sounds kind of excited about that.
You're not ready at all, are you?
And perhaps a touch nervous.
I feel unsettled, maybe even scared. Ever since I left Penacony, I could no longer control everything. Don't flatter yourself. You can't control anything. But isn't that how it is for most people? My fear of the unknown may be a weakness, but your presence has shown me that surprises aren't always bad. Meeting you has been a great help to me, and I'm glad to have discovered this side of myself. I also feel grateful for the opportunity to tell you this in person. I truly dislike you. What? Are you sure you didn't mean the opposite?
Oh, the amount of goodness. This is the wonkiest form of self-hatred / personality disorder we've ever seen, I think, which is saying something considering how interesting things have gotten in the past.
I must admit, many of your qualities strike a chord with me. There are times when I want to joke around, freely express my thoughts, or openly share my dislike of a person. Or my fondness. I want to tell her that I love all her songs. Then go for it, Sonny. You always talk about locking the bird in the cage, but you're the one who's trapped. Look at yourself. Besides discipline and hesitation, There's nothing else in your life. If you continue living like a slab of marble, you'll break into pieces when you fall. But I won't become like you. I simply can't. I dislike people who are frivolous. It makes me uncomfortable to even emulate them. If I fail, I will still uphold my principles, such as decorum and stateliness. As for the harmony, my stance remains the same. Whether it's you or the paths, if what I once doubted, or even opposed, becomes the force I must rely on in the future, then this time, my true heart will guide the tuning. I'll leave it to you. What is this? Leaving your fate entirely up to a coin flip? This isn't like you at all. Did you lose your mind after being run over by the Express? Or were you possessed by that IPC gambler? Failure is always the best teacher. To save more lives, you must first understand what they live for and what they die for. The best way to achieve this is through personal experience. You see? I'm already starting to make changes. Whether it's us merging or one of us disappearing, I'll leave the tuning to fate. And see if I can embrace all that I detest. Only then will I truly be able to walk among the living, in their world. But what if you can't do it? Well, that's out of my hands. It will just prove that I'm still the same person. The person who always disappoints his sister.
Aww.
Falling is just another name for flying. That's why I rejoice at my broken wings. Step into the mortal world to see how it truly is. Then, be born as a human and die as one.
Okay, well, this is certainly going to be something, isn't it? We're gonna make a few changes here in the interest of not dying. Perfect. Light cone does not need to be that. We're gonna borrow facials for a minute. Since she certainly doesn't need it right now. Ooh. That's new. Okay, so we do have options here.
And with my last breath, I'll join the weak in reaching my hands toward the sky. On the planet of festivities, whatever identities I once had, they no longer matter. It's not the gods who answer us, but ourselves from the future. I don't have much to say. But, as it's time to part ways, here's one last piece of advice. When telling jokes, be sincere. Don't sweat the details, and above all, don't explain them every time. Never mind. Maybe it's better for you not to joke at all. No objections from me. This is so annoying. How did I become so dull? Well, despite everything, try not to be too hard on yourself. There will always be people who are sad. Planet of festivities, land of the dreams. I say goodbye to my home. Should one desire to leave the stage for good, One must first step back onto the stage.
Okay, here we go.
As expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
Let's be friends.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
I am so genuinely curious to know how this is gonna go here. Because it really could go any way.
Echoes of the past. You need not fade away. Follow me to the stars. Tormented doubt, farewell. In this mortal form, I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
The market is unpredictable.
Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
There's one. I mean, she's doing pretty good damage. Her summon especially. Especially for a non-break focus build, this is actually going generally quite well. So far. I don't want to speak too soon.
No dirty tricks.
But aventuring in particular is in fact really helpful here.
Steady.
For that AoE, especially. Gotta be careful with the skill points though. That's probably the biggest thing. The biggest concern, as it were. Where's Topaz? Nowhere, apparently. Interesting.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. Watch your head.
Sink into a dream.
Oh no!
Welcome, customers.
I've heard the call.
1,000 wonders to raise. Fight as one.
Come on. I need you to
Serenity is before
fix
me.
yourself, Miss Topaz.
Numby,
There we go. Finally.
go Numby!
The market is unpredictable.
Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Ooh! Man, that's pretty good. For Topaz, especially. Like...
Let's be friends.
Okay. We're gonna need to... well, we don't actually need support. Let's go there. Ooh, we're back. Unacceptable. Stop that. That is enough of that, sir. Rude.
You'll pay for that.
I'll overcome the thorns.
I'm so used to a break team in this one. This is interesting.
Mortals, I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
I mean, it's not going badly. It's just interesting.
Liquidation!
Steady. The market is unpredictable.
Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Okay, so we really do need to... We'll trigger that step forward here and hope that helps. This could be a little rough. We'll see. We're fine. We're fine, we're fine. Barely, but we're fine.
Or maybe I'll take
Well,
it off.
fine.
Watch your head.
Seek and you shall receive. Serenity is before me.
Go Numby!
Yeah, honestly, between the crit damage from Aventurine and the crit rate, like that's
Is it?
high potential here. I could see this being something. It's already something, let's be honest. I am enjoying it greatly.
No dirty tricks.
How rude.
I'll overcome the thorns. Torment and doubt, farewell.
I mean, it's definitely like
You'll take
mildly
the dice
unfortunate
and
that
cast.
we're basically
Bust.
stuck against
Or maybe I'll take it off. Watch your head.
specifically one enemy. Like, I think that's where Jingyuan really shines here. Because he is AoE in this fight, I think he would be amazing.
1,000 wonders to raise your spirits.
Like, it's not bad by any means, but
The market is unpredictable.
Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
okay, so we've got this. Let's take you out.
Serenity is before me.
Confiscated!
In this mortal, I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Watch your head.
Oof. Alright, let's see. Are we gonna die here? No! Success! Thank
The market is
you,
unpredictable.
Aventurine.
Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Sure, I'll play along. The dice have been cast.
Okay, we
Bust.
actually have
Or
options
maybe
here.
I'll take it off.
I think we're going him, and then I think if we try and focus in, we might just be okay. Ah, boo! That's such terrible timing.
Moment to doubt farewell.
Easy, Numby. Go, Numby!
Guess we're going over here. Till we break that shield.
All in. Hedge your bets.
Serenity is before me. In this mortal, I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Okay, so we are gonna need to break one more weakness, and then hopefully we can go aggressive against
Unpredictable.
him.
Investing in victory
The problem here is that he regens that shield so quickly, it's nasty trying to get anything on him.
It's of no consequence.
All in.
1,000 wonders to raise your spirits. Fight as one.
Okay, there we go. Go there. We should have one topaz action. There we go.
Watch your head.
Let the valuation begin.
The dice have been
Oh,
cast.
perfect. Okay, so we can go
Bust.
here
Or maybe I'll take it off.
with the crit damage increase. And then,
Go, Numby!
there we go. Alright, support to let her go again.
Easy,
We're
Numby.
definitely not idealized in terms of speed tuning here,
The market is
but it's
unpredictable.
certainly not bad.
Victory means playing the long game!
Especially like as I'm definitely getting more used to it as we go along here. And I'll be the first to admit my topaz is not currently the most well built for this.
All in.
Like we're using Feisha's light cone and her substats are okay. She's functional, but she's not fantastic. So like just imagining what this could be if working with a full setup,
Evaluation begin.
it would be literally insane.
Go, Numby!
Serenity is before me.
Easy, Numby.
This mortal form, I will watch over you and guide you on your path.
Liquidation!
Watch your head.
The market is unpredictable.
Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
But we are most definitely getting all those lovely, lovely topaz attacks in. And she is aggressive too with it, which is
Hedge
quite
your
nice.
bets.
How rude.
1,000 wonders to fight
Honestly, I half thought aventuring right there was gonna just be enough to take him out, but not quite. We got one more shot.
Maybe I'll take it all.
Oh. 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 Whoa.
On this 8th day, I grant myself departure.
Oh. Oh, I like that. That's so good, using one of his lines like that.
Well, how should I address you now? Mr. Sunday or Mr. 1 Week?
Whichever you prefer. He's probably mocking me from inside right now. Thank you for accompanying me through all this, Mr. Yang. This farewell journey has come to an end.
What are your plans after leaving Penacony?
At this point, there's no need to hide things from you. I believe there's more to the incident involving the Stellaron on Penacony.
Oh, do you? I smell secrets.
Are you suggesting that the Dream Master wasn't the one controlling the Stellaron?
Don't worry. The Oak family was indeed behind seizing the Stellaron and resurrecting the fallen Eon during the Charmony Festival, and you've already defeated them. But Mr. Gopherwood once told me that all the Order's efforts were aimed at avoiding the same mistakes that the Harmony made. My guess is that the family from the Montour system must be involved. Unfortunately, too much time has passed to verify that. Penacony is just a small territory, and even the family heads with their authority cannot enter the sacred site of the Harmony and inquire about the true will of the Great One. In the worst-case scenario, if Xipe turned a blind eye, how could the strong defending the weak hold up? Mr. Yang, I just want to tell you this. The Harmony has more than one side. They can be the most steadfast ally of the Astral Express, or the most fearsome enemy.
Well, thank you for being honest with me. The efforts of the crew on Penacony were driven by the same concern. After all this, the Harmony and the Preservation will keep the situation on the planet of festivities in balance. With the momentum from the Trailblaze, more forces will arrive and Penacony will become a public space in the cosmos. Freedom is the only answer the Nameless can offer. I'm glad that Penacony needs it.
You and I both strive for a peaceful society, even if our reasons are different. And you've gone even further than I have. If not for our paths, perhaps you and I wouldn't be in opposition.
Don't sell yourself short. We're not fundamentally opposed. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shown me mercy in front of the Dream Master. This shared journey is my way of repaying you. After all, you are one of my trailblazing goals.
About that, you've given me many insights as well. Humans are the measure of everything, and no one is the sole savior. Creating a paradise remains one of my lifelong ambitions. As I move forward, I realize I must build it brick by brick. Therefore, I have a request that I hope you'll consider.
Oh, interesting. What are you gonna ask, sir? Also, the character development happening here is like amazing. Like, thank goodness.
While I lack the will to trailblaze, nor can I become a true Nameless, I admire your convictions. Perhaps what I need more than asceticism, is knowledge. Therefore, after leaving Penacony, would you consider letting me come aboard the Astral Express and travel with you for now?
No way! Oh. Wait. Oh, okay.
So this is why I brought him here. Mr. Sunday wants to join us on the Express. Of course, I can't make that decision alone.
I learned the most valuable lessons from my past opponents. Please, say whatever's on your mind.
Ooh, okay. We have all kinds of options, don't we? The fact that you can give yes and also like a solid no. I mean, I'm saying yes because I think that's fun, and I also quite like and appreciate the character development. What I find a bit interesting is that we've had Welt travel with him, but not technically Trailblazer. So perhaps more so from a story perspective, I could see the hard no, but because we as the audience have gone on the journey, like, kind of, I feel I'm gonna say yes.
Well, he's just traveling with us, not an actual member of the
Boo!
Express yet. Your newbie status is untouchable.
Thank you all for your forgiveness. Perhaps I'll find the answer I'm looking for on this journey. And when that day comes, it'll be farewell. Until then, rest assured that I will do my best to fulfill my duty as your companion.
Now that our business on Penacony is settled, it's about time we get back on track and prepare for our next warp jump. Try?
Are we not able to contact her right now? That's a bit concerning. Oh dear.
No, we're still not quite there. Indeed, this is only a minor ripple that no one will ever notice. So, you must also understand, for a genius, the importance of asking questions outweighs the importance of the answers themselves. So-called magic has its own set of principles. There are no mysteries in this universe that cannot be solved. So,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
all-seeing presence. I ask you this. What is divinity?
What is she up to? Also, what the heck happened? Oh! We made a friend. That's always fun. Oh, how exciting. Oh my goodness. So is Sunday like around now? Is that a thing? Does he hang out somewhere? Can we find him? I have to know. Is he here? Sir, where are you? Madam Yukong's here. That tracks. And we've got Black Swan. We've got everybody. Goodness. Hook's here. There he is. Hi.
Sincerest greetings, as always.
Ma'am. Sir, you are entirely too polite.
Sincerest greetings, as always.
I want to know what he says in response to number 1. I'd prefer not to be called that in the future. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay. I feel like this is the more attention grabbing version of his outfit, but okay, sure, I guess. If you say so. Aww. That's sweet, actually. Ooh, okay. We could ask about the book. The mystery book. A gift? Uh-huh. He's keeping sort of a diary. Or a memoir. If one wants to take the sophisticated route, I suppose. The silence. He's trying so hard to think of something and be polite. Sir, you should just stop. You should just quit while you're ahead. We all know that your personalities are not compatible. It's okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. He's trying so hard. Oh, yeah, you want to organize it? Of course you do. Of course you do. Definitely lots of extra information you can learn, which I quite enjoy. And I'm interested to see what they do with him for our next journey that's coming up, because clearly he's sticking around, which is quite fun.
Would
Would you care for some jokes?
Although I wonder what happens if you like say no. Although I guess technically speaking, would have been outvoted since Don Hung and March kind of just agreed. But I don't know. I'll have to go find someone who played the other version because I want to know. I'm very curious. I'm sure it's interesting. Alrighty. Well, that feels like a pretty good spot to end for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. It was a good time. And I loved actually getting to use Sunday in more of a boss fight kind of a scenario. That was pretty cool. So we shall see what his journey continues with us in the future, I'm sure. But either way, I hope you have a super awesome morning, afternoon, or evening. You can catch me tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. EST as per usual, and also on Friday as well, since tomorrow will be a makeup stream. So I hope to see you there. Either way, have a super awesome